Episode 140. Something odd is happening in Eorzea, and we're going to get to the bottom of it. We continue with the intersocietal quests. I guess I only started on the prelude, over in Little Solace with Voice, seeing the kidnapping, or not seeing it, but chasing after the kidnapping of little podlings in Little Solace. And apparently Voice's big idea is that Guston here knows more about that. Something about pirates? It's probably pirates, right? By the way, nice outfit. I didn't know you could get a veil like this in-game. Moonward Veil of Scouting. I didn't realize there was actually a clothing option that gave you something like this in front of the face. It seems like an obvious choice, but I don't know. I never really realized you could wear something like this. Cool outfit. The seas are angry today, friend. The waves 10 spars high, if they were a foam. What does that mean? I don't understand the English here. The waves 10 spars high, if they were a foam. I don't know what a spar is. You'll be staying in port if you know what's, Not a sailor but an adventurer, you say? Sent by Voice, you say? Limlane take me. I journeyed halfway across the realm in the hopes of ridding myself of that barnacle-brained lover. Fortunately for you and your bungling friend, you've caught old Guston in a good mood, so entertain me. What's that bloody fool gotten himself into this time? This note, penned by the pseudo-scholar Voice, is scrawled in a hand quite similar to Chocobo Scratch. Almost like Voko wrote it. Is this supposed to tell me something? This letter looks like it was penned by a half-drunk Chocobo. If you'd be so kind, spare me the attic and give me the details yourself. A useless letter. How very like Voice. I do appreciate every moment in the questline where Voice is useless. A mass kidnapping of baby selves, and that bloody halfwit thinks it was pirates what done the deed? That sounds just crazy enough to be true. I was at the docks not a few bells ago, when I spied an unfamiliar face. The man had just acquired a vessel, it seemed, and if my ears are true, was looking to sail for Halfstone amidst a fierce fog. A scholar with a face like mine ain't gonna be one to judge by appearances, but I didn't like the cut of this man's jib, if you gather me meaning. Mind you, I didn't speak to the blighter myself. My son Robin had a few words with him, though, and didn't seem to enjoy the experience none. If you'd speak with him yourself, you'll find him at the docks. Seems his adventure under the sea hasn't dampened his passion to follow in his old man's footsteps. He had an adventure under the sea. Oh, like almost drowning? Gotcha. My son Robin had a few words with the blighter. If you'd speak with him yourself, you'll find him at the docks, like as not. Still raining. Going to rain for another about 2.5 Eorzean hours. And even then it could still be raining. What are you doing, Robin? Out in the rain. Hey, I remember you. You're the adventurer who returned that necklace to the nice fisherman for me. Oh, I forgot that was you. Well, I mean, I should have expected it. This is, after all, the intersocietal quests. So all the NPCs from the previous quests are going to make a comeback, or some of them anyway. I just didn't remember this little plot point that happened at the very beginning of the Sahagin questline. You did return it, didn't you? They were so nice to me after all. I just had to do something nice for them too. Wonderful, I knew I could count on you. What's that you say? Father told you about some strange man at the docks? Aye, I saw him, I did. He was wearing some strange metal mask. At least I hope it was a mask. It looked more like a part of his face. He said he had a score to settle with Nov. Nov. Of course, I didn't remember until I saw your face, but the nice fisherman that saved me, one of them was named Nov, I'm sure of it. Are the nice fishermen in danger? Please, tell me you'll go and make sure they're safe. And bring them this. Tell them it's a thank you gift from Robin. What is this gift? I'm sure I'll see it when I go to turn it in. It's sitting in my inventory and I could read the description right now. So I will, while we're flying over. Juicy oranges. A burlap sack filled to bursting with freshly picked Lanosian oranges. Can fish eat oranges? I don't know about fish, but I guess the Hagen can, probably. Are my eyes to be believed? Yes, Komori returns. What brings my shore-walking spawnling back to the clutch? He called me his spawnling. That makes him our daddy. Oranges? This is a true delight. Ever since the last batch you brought, my spawnlings clamor endlessly for more. A present from the finless child. This pleases me greater still. Yes, perhaps a new generation brings hope for peace between our peoples. Clutchfather, I need your counsel. Do you so quickly forget, Sue? A Sahagin does not thrash against the currents. He is one with the water, flowing as it flows. Forgive me, Clutchfather, It is Bo, our youngish brother. What of him? He was spearfishing at Moonshade Isle, and then he was gone, spirited away by a shorewalker. Why? All I and my spawnlings seek is to live in peace. Komori, you are the first finless one to prove yourself a friend to my clutch. I would ask you to accompany me to Moonshade Isle. I have no desire to turn my spear against the shorewalkers, but I shall defend my spawnlings with my life. Travel on ahead, friend. I shall swim along shortly. Damn. I said 1 or 2 episodes ago that it would be the very last time that I have to watch and or skip the cutscene of riding this Elst. Your concern for our spawn brother is most touching, Finless One. May the finest Elst guide you there. But here I am, in the intersocietal quest, watching this cutscene one more time. I could just skip it. But since this really should be the very last time that I have to watch it, I'll let it play out. It's not a very long cutscene, but it's more of the principle of having to watch it every time I grind out reputation over here in Moonshade Isle. Bring out Pee-Pee. We were previously adventuring around with all the eggies and whatever colored carbuncle I thought might fit the situation, but now we're just going to bring out the tried and true favorite. Pee-Pee. My yellow carbuncle, spelled P-I-P-I, like Kiki, from Wisteria Wand and Sword. That was my inspiration. It doesn't matter, any of that. Just fun little lore that I'd like to come up in my mind for Komori's little carbuncle. Pee-Pee. Have you grown stronger from all of this adventuring around? With all of these societies, the beast tribes we've interacted with? That's my headcanon for how a summoner gets stronger. Learn more about the culture, of the beast tribes you're summoning from. I like this weather. What is this? Gales. I like how the little grass blades, or whatever, float by. And it's continuing in the cutscene. Properly dramatic. Over here. Do you see? Curses. While we had our fins full with those small fry, he's fled clear out to sea. Bo is among the youngest of us. His gills have not yet taken form, and his limbs have been found by the Finnish one. If he is cast into the waters, he will drown like a shore walker. I didn't know Sahagin worked like that. I guess it makes sense then why they have to lay their eggs on land. I have come for my child, Finnish one. So you have. Most impeccable timing, if I say so myself. Save me, Clutch Father. All too easy. Clutch Father, no. So much for the mighty Sahagin. For all your prideful posturing, in the end, you are not but beasts. Know your place, and spare yourself any further suffering. Be strong, Clutch Father. Your son comes for you. These waters are too deep for a shore walker. Leave the Clutch Father's rescue to me. Return to the nursery, and tell my spawn brothers to prepare to tend to his wounds. I guess Komori isn't very buoyant. Gonna have to let this one get away. PP, return. Now where do we... there. No cutscene for returning, thankfully. That's a nice color on the chocobo. It matches the boarding. That was carefully planned out. It's nice. Really nice color combo. To change my chocobo's color, I mentioned this before, I think, but I would need to get a stable, and you only get a stable, or you can only stable your chocobo, if you either have a house or an apartment. And I could get an apartment for 500,000 gil, but that's kind of a commitment, and I'd have to think about where I'd want the apartment to be. Worry not, Komori. It is but a flesh wound, and worse have I suffered. No, it is the dishonor of failing to protect my child that cuts truly deep. This masked shorewalker, who would steal my child from me, he will answer for his crimes. Yes, I must rest for a while. Who is this mysterious masked stranger going around stealing children? Komori, you may lack for gills, but you are as much my child as any of those I have spawned. Thanks, Daddy. It is as your clutch father that I would beseech your aid. I know not what that masked shorewalker means to do with Bo, but I fear for the boy's life. I would leave this moment in pursuit, but I am not young, and my wounds are slow to heal. My daughter, pray rescue your brother in my stead. There is a saying among our people, the shark that swallows a Sahagin will choke on its scales. Though my clash with the kidnapper might have appeared a one-sided affair, I assure you it was not entirely so. Even as I tumbled into the waves, I struck at the villain's skiff with my spear. Even in my weakened state, I was able to open a sizable hole in its bottom. The vessel will flood before long, if it has not already. The fiend will have no choice but to dock at the nearest port for repairs, and there is only one suitable location in western Lenosia. You will find our man at Illport. You can be sure of it. Go forth, strongest of my daughters. Your spawn brother's life hangs in the balance. Strongest of your daughters, huh? I'm not sure Komori what she feels about being called someone else's kid. I mean, I like the whole daddy thing. Not sure Komori does. But that thing about daughters. Aren't all of the fish here, at least everyone that I've talked to, haven't they all been male? Is the only female among the Sahagin the one that lays the eggs, the queen? I don't actually know the lore, but I feel like I haven't talked to any female Sahagin. Not that I can remember. In that cutscene, where Nov took the knives to the back and fell into the water, did it actually play out like he said? Did I blink and miss it, where he, as he was falling into the water, struck at the boat with his spear? Or did they not actually animate that? I guess when I'm editing the video, I'll go back and check. A survey of the skiff reveals nothing unusual. Well, there should be a bunch of water in the skiff, right? And a big gaping hole. A survey of the skiff reveals nothing unusual. That of the skiff would have already sunk to the bottom of the bay. Is this a bay? Technically, maybe. You notice a small hole in the skiff's bottom, identifying it as the kidnapper's vessel. I guess it didn't sink. Again she comes, unaware that what she seeks has already been swept away by the tide. Just couldn't leave well enough alone, could you, stranger? Ah, well, I suppose it matters little now. I know who it is you seek, for I seek him as well. I also know that our man left Elport not bells ago, and none in town can speak as to his whereabouts. First he came for the Sils, then for Sahagin. Yes, it is clear enough. The wheels are in motion, and they will not stop until every beast tribe has been crushed beneath. Beneath what? Oh, beneath the wheels. Has been crushed beneath. Gotcha. He must be stopped, and I will be the one to stop him. Who is that mysterious Mas Mikote? I feel like this is a more pertinent question, but I like the timbre of this question. So you saw him as well, clad in all black, with a face of metal and that red eye burning in the darkness. They call him the Ebon Claw, as those who speak his birth name are said to be not long for this world. To what dark end he preys upon the beast tribes, I cannot say, only that he cannot be allowed to continue. If you would know more of our quarry, seek out Badarin at the Drowning Wench. I must move quickly, before tragedy strikes again. Well, now I'm wondering what the dialogue choice of why the beast tribes would have been, or what it would have been. We probably would have heard more about... What was his name? The Ebon Claw again? Maybe there would have been no additional dialogue about why he's targeting the beast tribes. But of course that's all going to be revealed as we progress the quests. What's going on over here? Just some regular business, nothing uncanny, untoward. I shouldn't say that. Just because he's a goblin doesn't mean he has untoward business practices. Well, if it ain't me favorite regular Komoy. Have you come for a pint or a tail? Mayhap both. Just the tail this time. Bugger me with a spear, and tell me you didn't see it. You didn't just say what I think you said. I told you not to tell me that, Komoy. Nah, just hearing those words sends a shiver up me spine. The Ebon Claw. Naza Jaw. Though I'd suggest you avoid speaking that name if you prefer your head attached to your body. One of the 5 deadliest cell swords in Eorzea, by my measure. Not that you're like to have heard of him. Prefers to keep to the shadows, you see. Smuggling, assassination, extortion. The dirtier the job, the more it titillates the man. Believe it or not, he started out as an adventurer, not unlike yourself. Some reckon he'd be just the hero the realm was looking for. But doing good didn't seem to satisfy him none, and it didn't take him long to turn to the dark side. You're as strong and sure a lass as I know, and that's why I give you this advice. Keep a wide berth with that man. I'd hate to see you end up like him. Oh, not like him, end up like someone he probably killed, I guess. Which reminds me, Komor, someone stopped by the wench not long ago, asking if I'd seen you about. An officer of the Maelstrom, no less. Believe he said his name was Tracrate? Tracrate? The burly bloke didn't share any details, but it seemed a matter of some urgency. You'd best get along to Maelstrom Command and see what the fuss is. Can't say for sure what Tracrate wanted, but it sounded like a matter of some urgency. The Ebon Claw, I guess the dark side of adventuring. Turning to sellsword business, although I guess that's not too different from what adventurers do. You're the guy that sent us on this quest. Why do we always come back to you? It's pissing me off. Thank the navigator, just the woman I was looking to see. You remember Lieutenant Skateswiss, no doubt. She leaves quite an impression. And it would seem you left quite an impression on her as well. She asked for you specifically by name. It would seem there's another storm brewing at the 789th Order dig, and she reckons she needs your steady hand to navigate through. As for the nature of the storm, that you'll have to hear straight from her. Please, we were in the middle of something, tracking down this Ebon Claw, and now you want us to go help her? It's almost as if there's nobody that anyone can rely on other than Komor. Have you noticed, Overdweller? Changes have come to the 789th Order dig. Transformations, alterations, changes. Yes, many changes at the dig. Firstly, nap time has been cut from 4 hours to 3. Secondly, all Pikmin must at least think about picking up their pickaxe once a day. Thirdly, but Gigu must see to important business. Overdweller will return in 3 hours, yes? 3-hour nap time, huh? Sounds like my kind of workplace. Komoy, I thought you'd never come. We've got a crisis on our hands here. And I ain't just talking about this oversized build rat's aversion to anything resembling honest work. What, you don't like the 3-hour nap time? Surely you're not suggesting 2 hours. I tell you, after all you and I did to end Zogar's reign of terror, you'd think he'd make the slightest effort to raise his order from the arse end of Kobold society. Wouldn't you? Well, you'd be wrong. But that's neither here nor there. The reason I wanted you goes beyond this lot of loungers. We've got a catastrophe facing all of Kobold kind. I tell you, these days it's out of the bomb's nest and into the cauldron. What sort of crisis, you ask? Scores of kobolds from the mines just up and disappearing. Aye, one moment they're here, and the next they're gone. Who or what could possibly be responsible for this? Huh. Well, this is the right answer. And I wish I said this before, but when we started this quest, way back when, the very first quest with the kobolds, this was one of these selectable dialogue options when you were investigating who was stealing some supplies or something at a farm or something. And the answer was the kobolds, but you could have answered a rogue Rogatin. I don't remember what the answer would have been. I think I may have answered this on my main character. So I'm losing the full effect of this callback, but we'll answer this. You got me, Komoy. I always thought the realm would be better off without those good-for-nothing. Are you out of your bleeding gourd? You're saying that to a Rogatin, Komoy. That's racist of you. Here, in the intersocietal quest, which is meant to reverse racism, you're being racist. Stop it. The rumors from the Shroud and Lenosia haven't escaped me ears. Beastmen spirited away from their homes, but one question remains. Why? From the sound of it, you've already done some investigating of your own. I'll see what I can get out of Gigu and the rest of these laggards. Let's say you survey the scene of the crime. Word has it that an inspection team from the 175th were ambushed right from the yard of the Kobold Dig. The 175th's a friendly lot. You remember BB, no doubt. I reckon they won't be stingy with information. What's this kidnapper about? I thank the 12 I wasn't born a beastman. But I must confess, I haven't been this excited since the two of us teamed up to bring down Zogar. The 789th favorite adventurer returns. You will be pleased to hear that we have been working hard. Yes, very hard indeed. Gigu must share with you his latest discovery. After days of hard research, yes, very hard, Gigu has taught himself how to sleep with his eyes open, peeled wide open. We can nap as often as we like, and the inspectors will be none the wiser. Gigu is quite the genius, yes? Thanks, Gigu. Very important, very pertinent to our quest. Does BB make an appearance? The most beautiful woman in Kobold society? Probably not. BB? Where did he take BB? Where? Oh, I spoke too soon. BB. It stings, burns, sears, stings. I set my strongest bombs against him, but they could do nothing. No, nothing. I've seen no overdweller so strong. No, not ever. Are you sure about that? You've seen us. But now's not the time. I saw it all. Yes, I did. He grabbed BB with one arm, pressed steel against your neck. It was too much to watch. Too distressing, too painful. Too much. I was too scared. Yes, too cowardly to come out of hiding. But the overdweller girl, Yes, yes, the girl with green hair. She chased him, followed him, pursued him, chased him to the south. The Overdweller girl chased the kidnapper to the south. Oh, our dear BB, our precious, our beloved, our dear BB. A short intermission before we pursue this interloper. This is another instance where the game designers very cleverly arranged 3 characters that you can talk to in any order, but designed it in such a way that they know which angle the player is coming in from, that the very last person that you are probably going to talk to is going to be this guy, because otherwise you could reason, you could talk to this guy first, but then talk to the other 2 and not get any real information from them, and then pursue to the south. But the way it's designed, you're probably going to talk to this guy last. It's kind of a natural way of making it feel like you're gathering information, and the last guy that you talk to sets you off on a chase, rather than talking to a guy that would set you off on a chase, and then talking to 2 other people that have no information for you. It's just something I always take note of whenever the game designers design this kind of quest. Talk to a few people in a circle or something. It's really neither here nor there, but it's just one of those things of game design that I like. It's Sylvie. I guess while I was off musing about game design, the interloper made away. Oops. Curses, he's too... Don't touch me. I can stand on my own. My deductions were flawless. I knew the kobolds were next. I waited to strike, and yet I could do nothing. Now's our job, the ebon claw. I should have known I would be no match for that monster. My strength wanes. At this rate, I shall be... I must go. Alright, I guess we'll just let her leave. Ah, she went over here. That one is too strong. That one, huh? What is happening here? How is Gigu supposed to nap with all this disruption? Disturbance, disorder, disruption. We've got bad news. Who is this Overdweller girl? What is she doing here? And where can Gigu go to nap in peace? Quiet, silence, peace. How in the bloody hell should I know? Now quit your blathering. The poor lass is wounded. Worry not for me, please. You must stop him. That's our job. The Ebon Claw. Sword to the underworld. The underworld, you say, huh? No, we're not doing that again. We've already done the underworld in Palace of the Dead, and we've had enough necromancy with Hildebrand. This is not going to be another necromancy thing. Komori has already achieved closure. Enough, anyway. And yet, he is but a blade for hire. No, another pulls the strings. Enough, lass. Save your strengths. He must be stopped. Ixal, Amalja, no beastman is safe. Is she dead? Expired? Perished? Dead? Oh no. This cannot be. Bring my pickaxe. Gigu shall give the Overdweller girl a proper burial. Fool! She's not dead, but you will be if you don't stop your bloody whining. The girl still lives, but she'll need an Iller's and a clean bed, neither of which she'll find here. I'll see her to Camp Overlook. Too many apostrophes there. An Iller's and a clean bed. Wow. That's 5 in a row. An Iller's and an Does the overdweller imply that we are unclean? Gigu takes umbrage at your remark. Offense, insult. Umbrage. Why, Gigu took a bath just last year. Yes, yes, he did. Worry not for the girl. She'll be safe at Camp Overlook. Our priority now should be rescuing BB from her kidnapper. My beloved BB was kidnapped? Why, yes, you did not tell me. Why did you not tell me sooner? What is the ransom? Gigu has 2 chunks of ore and a handful of sulfur. Somehow I don't think that'll be enough. Besides, I have a feeling it ain't just riches our man is after. It would seem poor BB's life is at stake. Again. We'll need to move quickly, Komori. I need you to share with me anything and everything we know. You know about the old... You know about the man. We'll get to the bottom of this together. Can I have that ore? And the sulfur? My poor BB kidnapped. Abducted, snatched, kidnapped. Whatever is Gigu to do? I know. Gigu will give you golden squiggly squirmies to save BB. This is good deal, yes? Yes, it is. Well, give me the wormies. I guess not. If we're to have any hope of saving poor BB, we have to move quickly. Let's put our minds together, Komori. What can we deduce about the kidnapper's means of escape? We found poor Sylvie collapsed in front of a sheer cliff face, with no way out save that by which you came. 'Twas there that the scoundrel's footprints led you, and it was there that they ended. There's only one direction our man could have fled, and that's up. Which leads us to our next question, just how? I've got my theory, but what about you? I mean, obviously. And this might lead into, well, the Ixal, obviously. But I do have to see what she's going to say. Ah, you figured us out. We Rogadin can sprout wings from our backs at will, allowing us to soar through the skies with the greatest, I tell you, Komori. Sometimes I can't tell if you're actually that daft, or you just think you're funny. Sorry, Skate Swiss. Again, Komori. This is no time for racism. The intersocietal quests will end racism once and for all. Come on now, the answer's plain as day to anyone with half their wits about them. But fine, I'll spell it out for you. The kidnapper had an airship. If any suspicious vessels took off from the Kobold dig, I promise you, it wouldn't escape the Aya Commander Bloiden to Camp Overlook, Komori, and quickly. While you're there, might you pay a visit to that last Sylvie as well? Those as I am to disturb her rest, I reckon she, too, might have some knowledge to share. If there's one thing I know about airships, I know that they cost a fair bit of coin. Whoever's hired our man, it would seem he's rather generous. I haven't slept since I heard about BB. No, not a wink. Work? How am I supposed to work when I'm so sleepy, somnolent, drowsy? You're not going to come to help us, are you? Did you see anything? Well, look who the tide's brought in. Let me guess. Skateswiss has got you running her errands, has she? You would guess right. Aye, I figured as much. She's never been one to pay much mind to the convenience of others. Why, not long ago she came rushing in here with a poor lass who looked like she was on her last legs. Does this look like an infirmary? I've barely enough beds for my own wounded. She's lucky we had an empty tent. She's been resting in there ever since. I sent one of my men to bring her some food earlier, but she's been refusing all visitors. A shy one, I reckon. But she's not going to heal if she doesn't eat. And we can't keep her there forever, can we? Oh, I guess I just added that "can we," because I saw the question mark. Funny how the human mind works. A suspicious airship? Come to think of it, one of my lookouts did say something about an unidentified vessel taken to the sky. It didn't appear to be a threat, so we elected not to pursue. It flew off to the east, straight over this... There it goes again, the human mind moving things around. Over the Strait of Murldor toward Aldenard. As for its final destination, your guess is as good as mine. I've never seen anyone quite like that last Skates was brought in, wherever she hails from. I just hope she hasn't brought any trouble with her. What, you mean because of the green hair? I don't mean the trouble, but where she hails from, that is. I guess green hair isn't a common sight in any part of Eorzea. Unless you're an adventurer. Sylvie speaks from within the tent, her voice faint. Please, no one must enter. No, no one. Komoy, is that you? Do not worry. My wounds already heal. Forgive me. When we first met, I dismissed your aid. I was a fool. Where I am weak, you are strong. But it is more than strength. Your heart is full of acceptance and understanding. It is this that has won you the trust of beastmen the realm over. Yes, there can be no doubt now. You are the champion we seek, the champion we need. We are no match for the Ebon Claw, but you are. You must put an end to his plot, before everything is lost. He will strike at the Ixal next. I am certain of it. You must hurry. Hurry to Ekatl, and then Chief Todalok your aid. I know that you have no reason to trust me, that I have not even told you who I am. I am sorry, Komoy. There are some secrets a girl must keep. But I promise you one thing. I am a friend. I shall share the truth with you before long. I promise. For now I beg of you, please trust me. Help me. Okay. We weren't exactly wondering who you are, but we'll help. Oh, Ekatl. Right. We're on the airship portion of the quest. I imagine a lot of people didn't do this because, 1, it's behind Beast Tribe stuff, and 2, a lot of people probably only do the Disciple of War portion of the Beast Tribe stuff, or societal quests. Only a portion of people ever do crafting stuff, and even then, only a subset of those people ever do the societal quests that involve crafting or gathering. So though these quests are limited to a very small portion of the Final Fantasy XIV player base, they're very fun to do. They tie everything together. It's quite nice. Who is this, Cecil wonders, and then Cecil sees. Return to us, Komoy does. Enjoy does Cecil squawk. Squawk. Now there's a sight for sore eyes, and tired hands. What brings you back to the humble environs of Ekatl? Keen to get back to the forge, are you? As you know, an engineer's work is never done. Even though the Desil Quillan is yet breaking her own records, I'd wager my latest propulsion designs will send her higher still. Squawk. Cecil, squawk, squawk. Squawk. Too squawky your squawkings are, I'll say. Settle down, you must. What ruffles your feathers so? Tell Cecil you must. Attacked. Attacked we were. At our logging grounds, airship struck. By featherless nuker, it was helmed. Nuker. Squawk. I don't know what a nuker is. Still. An attack. But we have done nothing to incur such aggression. Bravely we fought. To distant skies, featherless one's airship fled. Black smoke and flames it spewed. Squawk in joy and triumph we did. Squawk. Sneaking around our locking grounds, featherless nuker was. Peeping and prying and peeping. Drive him back we did. Squawk. A raid on XIV locking grounds? Under normal circumstances, I would suspect the gods Quiver responsible, but I've not known them to come by sky. But if not the Gridanians, then who? It's that guy. The guy we're going to kill. Komori has decided she's going to kill this guy. No matter how long it takes. No matter how many quests it takes. To the ends of Eorzea. No. To the ends of Aetheris and beyond. We're going to kill this guy. Did I hear right, Komori? You're going to kill a dangerous criminal who has been traveling the realm, abducting beastmen wherever he goes? That's right. Abductions, you say? Squawk. By featherless nuker, proud XIV wings bound? Pay for this dishonor he will. Squawk. Our first step is to find the kidnapper, a process in which my expertise should serve us well. The rogue airship was damaged in battle, yes? If you could recover even the smallest fragment from the vessel, Komori, I'm quite confident I could use it to track our foe. Squawk. Not far from Hearsmill, the battle was fought. Any nuker droppings, there you will find. Pluck nuker's hair feathers, one by one we will. Squawk. Not if I get to him first. An attack by an unidentified airship. Komori, you must travel to the scene of the battle in my stead. Even the smallest fragment of the vessel you could find would go far in deducing our foe's destination. Squawk. Sealed his fate our enemy has. If single feather is plucked from fledglings, much vengeance we shall have. I guess Tataramu can identify an airship by a single component. There are people out in the world that can do that, right? They know the make and model of any car, or whatever, just by a single component. We got him. A few metal plates that Tataramu will definitely be able to use to determine the make and model of the airship. Well, there are so few airship makers in Eorzea, aren't there? Just Highwind Skyways, right? That's really all we know of. What news, Komori? Were you able to find aught of the assailant's vessel? Well, hello, what have we here? A piece of an airship's outer hull, is it? Let me take a closer look. Most uncommon markings, but I swear I've seen them somewhere. Ah, but of course. Why, this is a Garland Ironworks Model 1569-2. I don't know how to read that. Is that 1569 the second? Probably not. I guess other than Highwind Skyways, there's also Garland Ironworks. Obviously. We know Sid, so right. Fine vessels, though most will go their lives without seeing one. Only a few were ever manufactured. Hahaha, you needn't act too impressed, Komori. When your father is chairman of Highwind Skyways, you'd have to go well out of your way not to pick up a few tidbits of airship minutiae. I will put in an inquiry with Advisor Coulson. A quick perusal of the records should serve to identify the rogue vessel's current owner. Yes, Komori, it is but a matter of time before the curtain is cast open, and the mastermind behind these crimes is revealed for the scoundrel he is. That this kidnapper you pursue pilots his own personal airship, and a Garland Ironworks 1569-2 at that, is fascinating, and more than a bit frightening. It hardly needs to be said, that such a vessel would be beyond purchasing power of all but the wealthiest of Eorzeans, your quarry, or whoever is paying for his services, likely has nigh limitless riches at his disposal. But have faith, Gomoy. Some of the most capable men in the employ of Highwind Skyways are tracking down the rogue vessel as we speak. Whoever is behind these abductions, his identity will not remain secret much longer. I think we know the guy, but I guess we're going after the guy who holds the coin, so that's important too. I have arranged for Advisor Coulson to meet you at the airship landing in Uldar. Whatever knowledge my colleagues have gleaned in the meantime, it will be yours. Your foe is backed by the power of coin, but you have something much stronger on your side, the power of justice. Safe travels, and may you serve the beastman-napping scoundrel his due. I have arranged for Advisor Coulson to meet you at the airship landing in Uldar. Whatever knowledge my colleagues have gleaned, in the meantime, it will be yours. Sometimes, the flavor text that you get from talking to them again is true flavor, like additional funny stuff that they have to say, or even more lore. Sometimes, it's a direct repeat of the last thing they said, or other times it's just some generic dialogue from outside of the quest, unrelated to the quest. But in this case, it's sometimes this other option, where they just rearrange what they just said into a new sentence, all the same information, but a rearrangement of that sentence. This is the worst option, because it's still technically new information, or technically a new line, but it doesn't contain any new information, no flavor, and it's not a repeat of what they just said because, well, if it were a repeat of what they just said, I would just skip over it. But in cases like this, where they just rephrase what they just said, I feel compelled to read it, just in case there is new information. It's truly the worst of all worlds. Of course, I don't have to read all the flavor, but I feel like I have to. Speaking of, suffer the same as Ixal others do, spirited away by airship, furry and flying creatures are. An outrage this is. Have his revenge, Cecil will. Squawk. I consider that squawk to be worthy flavor. It's not really new information, that, but it is a little look at Cecil Totolok's feelings on the matter at this point in the quest. A little check-in. Coulson, our favorite NPC. Not really. It is a pleasure to see you again, lass. Master Tataramu told me you would be coming. I am pleased to inform you that we were able to retrieve the records requested by the young master with a minimum of trouble. I have taken the liberty of compiling the relevant findings. Yes, the Garland Ironworks Model 1569-2. According to the records, only 4 were ever produced. A shame, really. It was a marvel of airship design. Unfortunately, unrelenting attacks from Garlean forces that year made for less than ideal manufacturing conditions. But I digress. At the time, 2 of the vessels were purchased by the Sultanate, while the other 2 entered Highwind Skyway's own fleet. Of our 2 vessels, one remains in operation to this day, but the other. This is where the records have taken an odd turn. The records claim that it was decommissioned after suffering extensive damages, then sold off to a trading company known as the Laughing Alchemists. Are they actual alchemists, maybe? Does this tie in to Komori's profession as an alchemist? Maybe. As the ship was heavily damaged, it was sold under the condition that it would be stripped for parts. Yet this was but a verbal agreement. We have no proof that the laughing alchemists carried out their end of the bargain. Ahem. Service was a smile, and prices so low that traders will be laughing their heads off. Seek out the laughing alchemists for a hilarious good deal. Such are their words. I cannot be certain, but there is something about this transaction that does not sit well with me. The fugitive has been sighted in the vicinity of Emerald Avenue. Bloody hells, seal the gates, and block off all entrances to the hustings strip. I don't want to see either of your ugly faces until the beast is in chains. Sir, yes sir. What's this? A fugitive in the streets? You there. We've received reports that a beastman has breached the city gates and prowls the streets, thirsting for blood. All civilians are encouraged to seek shelter indoors until we bring the fugitive to justice. Venture outside at your own peril. A beastman rampaging unchecked within the city walls? That is a frightful prospect indeed. In any event, I have shared all that I have to share, and should be returning to my duties. Pray give the young master my regards, and tell him I would be most interested in having a look at that new airship of yours. Well, before all that, it sounds like there's some rampant racism going on in Ul'dah. If I had to guess, a beastman just walked through the gates and everybody started flipping their shit. Yeah, I always get the name wrong here. I can never tell the hustings strip apart from the Ruby Road Exchange. But I guess I should realize the Ruby Road Exchange is the base level here. The fugitive was last sighted fleeing down Emerald Avenue. Be on your guard. He is known to be armed. Sounds like racism to me. Komori isn't exactly the champion of anti-racism or anything, but I guess she kind of is. That's what the inter-societal quest is all about. And leading up to that, the societal quests. So yeah, we're the champion of anti-racism. Despite our off-color jokes towards Skate Swiss. Beastman? I haven't seen no beastman. I reckon he's scared to me. Well, he didn't go this way. Runegate? Is that a name or a word? I don't know what a runegate is. Run-a-gate? Oh, I see. Run a gate. Like run afoul, but run a gate. I guess that's a real word for a person that runs past a gate. I learned something new. Have I been found at last? It gives me no pleasure to crush the life from your bones, but you leave me no choice. Say farewell to your loved ones, savoring her, for your next breath shall be your... Do my eyes see true? Yes, they do. Honored ally, I am beside myself with joy at this fated reunion. You do not look so perplexed. It is I, your brother and comrade in arms, Yadov Gal. I can see the doubt in your eyes. You wonder what brings me so far from the Ring of Ash. I can assure you that I meant no harm to your kind. This I swear. Far from it. Now it is my own brothers that are in danger. Mere hatchlings, stolen from us by a faceless foe, a sniveling cur, too cowardly to meet us on the field of battle. Yeah, that sounds familiar. I pursued him here to Ul'dah, and this was my mistake. No sooner did I arrive, than did they call me fugitive, criminal, or worse. They claim I visit violence on innocents, when in truth I have not hurt a flea. But they will not listen to reason, and I have no means of escape. Gah, Have I no recourse but to become the murderer that they would have me be? That's entrapment. No, you must not say such things. Who are you to tell me so? It seems you've been busy since we last met, Komoy. Do not worry for me. My wounds have healed. I cannot tell you who I am, only that I am a friend. You have no desire to harm innocents, this I know. You must follow me. I know a way out of the city walls. Though we have just met, I sense honesty and courage in your words. I will follow you. Do not lead me astray. The fates have reunited us for a reason, honored ally. There can be no doubt of it. The war leader awaits you at the Ring of Ash. Pray honor us with your presence again. The Ring of Ash, huh? Komoy's been chasing this guy all across Eorzea, literally. She probably needs to take a quick rest for a little while. Maybe stand over here and take in her favorite sight in the Ring of Ash. Now would be a good time to take a break.